What's going on, everybody? Today we are gonna review another shoegaze album titled LSD in the Search for God, which is also the name of the album. It is self-titled, and this is the only project they've released actually back in '07. So let's just hop right in, shall we? This thing kicks off with This Time, which gives me heavy To Hear Knows When vibes, which is a song by My Bloody Valentine on Loveless. That sort of distortion in the background that you hear, kind of uplifting, but at the same time, not mellow, but sort of quiet-ish. The vocals are definitely a little quiet on here, which is good for shoegaze. It's a good contrast, and I think it does a really good job of opening up what's to come. I don't care, it opens up with a way groovier tone. The way that guitar kicks in is nasty. I just love how literally the song title describes what the instrumental sounds like. It's like, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna make something really dope real quick. And yeah, man, this might be my favorite song on here. I love how the guitar sounds really electric at the beginning, and then kinda as the song goes on, it tones it down only to bring it back up. And it's just really cool how they did that. Backwards sounds really similar to This Time, only not quite as good. There are some really faint guitar solos at the end that you'd probably need headphones or really good speakers to hear. So that was cool. Probably the most interesting thing about that track. Probably my least favorite on here, if we're being honest. Starting Over is easily the slow diviest influenced track on here. You got the My Bloody Valentine influences at the beginning, but this sounds like it could have been a cut off of Savlaki. But at the same time, it doesn't sound like they're biting their style. They definitely have their own creative edge to it here. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that the female vocals appear throughout the project, and honestly, I think I prefer them to the male vocals on this album, at least. They blend better with the distortion, with the reverb guitars, and it just makes for a really, really good atmosphere. And if I don't do drugs, but if you do drugs, listen to this album when you do them, because I guarantee it will take you on a trip. Starshine is the closer of this, which thankfully brings back those female vocals. This time, instead of clearly following a My Bloody Valentine path or a slow dive path, they kind of mix the sounds together, and it works pretty well. Although I prefer I Don't Care and Starting Over. This thing's only 5 tracks, so there's not a lot of room for error, which there really isn't. The only thing I would even consider near a dud is Backwards, just because it's a bit mid compared to the rest, a bit toned down, lacking. But yeah, man, that's it for the album. This was a really short review, but what am I supposed to do in an album with 5 tracks? I thought this album is probably the closest thing that we've gotten to Loveless out of really any shoegaze that's come out since Loveless has dropped. So that's really good, at least for me, because that's one of my favorite albums ever, and it's a good project. I'm feeling a strong 7 to a light 8 on here. I don't think these guys are going to make any more music, considering they haven't in 13 years, but if they do, I'll be checking it out. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the sub. I got nothing else to say to y'all, so I'll catch you next time.